What if I told you that a country surrounded by NATO on almost every side is still defending its skies with a fighter jet designed during the Cold War and is fully prepared to rely on it in a modern conflict? This is Serbia, a nation that, despite decades of political pressure and military setbacks, continues to operate the MiG-29 Fulcrum as the backbone of its air power. A jet that many consider outdated, yet one that still takes off, patrols the skies, and carries the weight of an entire country's defense strategy. But here is the real question. Is Serbia holding on to a capable weapon or holding on to the past? To understand that, we need to go deeper. The MiG-29 was originally designed by the Soviet Union in the 1970s as a direct response to American air superiority fighters like the F-15 and F-16. It entered service in 1983 with one clear objective: dominate the skies in close-range combat. On paper, it was fast, powerful, and extremely agile. With twin engines, high thrust-to-weight ratio, and advanced helmet-mounted targeting systems for its time, the MiG-29 quickly earned a reputation as a dangerous dogfighter. And for Serbia, that legacy still matters. Today, Serbia operates a small but active fleet of MiG-29s, including upgraded variants received from Russia and Belarus. These aircraft are based primarily at Batajnica Air Base near Belgrade and are operated by the 204th Aviation Brigade. But this is not just about numbers or specifications. This is about survival, identity, and strategy. Because Serbia's relationship with the MiG-29 was shaped in war. In 1999, during the NATO bombing campaign over Yugoslavia, Serbian pilots took to the skies in these very aircraft against some of the most advanced air forces in the world. The outcome was brutal. Several MiG-29s were shot down, largely due to outdated systems and lack of support infrastructure. But despite those losses, the story did not end in defeat. Serbian air defenses managed to shoot down a stealth aircraft, something the world once believed was nearly impossible. And more importantly, Serbian pilots continued to engage, even when the odds were overwhelmingly against them. That moment left a permanent mark on the country's military doctrine. So today, when Serbia flies the MiG-29, it is not just flying a fighter jet, it is flying a memory. Now here is where things become even more complex. Serbia is not a member of NATO, yet it is surrounded by NATO countries on almost every side. In such a position, maintaining a modern, large-scale air force is not realistic. So what role does the MiG-29 actually play? First, it acts as a deterrent. Even a small number of operational fighter jets sends a clear message that Serbia is not defenseless. Second, it provides air policing. These aircraft regularly patrol Serbian airspace, intercept unknown contacts, and maintain sovereignty over the country's skies. And third, it serves as a political tool. By operating Russian-made aircraft, Serbia maintains a strategic balance between East and West, keeping its options open in an increasingly divided geopolitical landscape. But this strategy comes with serious challenges. The MiG-29, even in its upgraded form, is still based on decades-old technology. Against modern fighters equipped with advanced radar and electronic warfare systems, its limitations become clear. There's also the issue of logistics. With increasing sanctions on Russia, sourcing spare parts and maintaining these aircraft has become more difficult than ever. And perhaps most importantly, the fleet itself is small. At any given time, only a portion of Serbia's MiG-29s are fully operational. That is not enough to sustain prolonged air defense in a high-intensity conflict. Which brings us to the future. Serbia has already begun exploring new options, including the acquisition of Western aircraft, such as the French Rafale,
a move that could signal a major shift in the country's military alignment. But transitioning to a new platform is not just a technical decision, it is a political one.
It defines alliances, influences foreign policy, and reshapes national strategy for decades to come. So the question remains, should Serbia continue upgrading its aging MiG-29 fleet, preserving its independence and historical identity? Or should it move toward modern Western aircraft, accepting the costs and consequences of that decision? Because in the end, the MiG-29 is more than just a fighter jet. It is a symbol of resilience, a reminder of past struggles, and a tool that still holds strategic value in an uncertain world. But time is running out, and the decisions Serbia makes next will not just determine the future of its air force, it will determine its place in the modern geopolitical order. This is Dark Notice, and the story is far from over.